Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nakut World Inclusion. I'm your host, Sean Ferguson, and for today's message, I want to discuss about Moses, that God selected Moses that has a disability, or I should say speech impairment, but it's a disability to lead his people out of Egypt. I'm going to explain what kind of disability he has. I know most of you guys who read the Bible um, kind of know it already, but I'm going to expand and elaborate on it of what you know what some of the Christian theology thinks of what type of disability he has at dealing with speech impairments. So, but before I go to that, um, I got this book. It's called Life on the Bridge. Link My World is is produced by Kaylin Partlow. This is a great book. You guys should read this book. I think it costs about uh, $20 off of Amazon, but it's really a good book. It tells you uh, what type of like autism behavior is like, and you know what they see in their world of view, and so on and so forth. So y'all should just get this book. It's a great book. Also, I created the GoFundMe account. Um, if if you guys would like to donate a GoFundMe to me to just to help me uh, go to college, that'd be great because um, as of right now, um, can't get any scholarship or any financial aid to pay for my college. And of course, my job is not going to pay for my tuition to be in trade school dealing with electrician that I want to learn. But you know, if you guys can just select on my QR code as you can see in the screen. Um, and if you guys want to donate whatever amount you guys have, that'd be great. And yeah, it'll be awesome. Also, I have this one video that I wanted to show to you guys about what this person was saying before I go ahead and do my message. Um, I'm just gonna show this to you. So here's the video. Um, it's it's a great lesson. You know, it's really about whatever you guys you know go through. It's it's in God's calling. But you know, Pastor Josh Hawthorne will explain it a lot more. So check this out.
Dude, somebody said it like this one time. I wrote it down to walk into this because I'm like, somebody's gonna need to hear this. They traced that pattern through the whole Bible, and this is what they pointed out. When God wanted to make David a king, he didn't give him a crown, he gave him a Goliath. When God wanted to raise Joseph to the palace, he didn't give him a shortcut, he gave him prison. When God wanted to make Esther a queen, he didn't give her comfort, he gave her a crisis. When God wanted to make Moses a leader, he didn't give him a stage, he gave him a wilderness. A lot of times, when you feel like God's breaking you, He's actually building you. And what you got to understand is that God doesn't give us what you expect in life. He gives you what you need to become everything that He needs you to be to fulfill the calling on your life. That is what is getting inaugurated in Acts 27. That right there.
Boom. I actually agree with them 100%. Um, we all go through a lot. Every one of us. We all go through a lot. Knowing me, and I will elaborate more on it on the next channel, but for this one, this is going to be a short brief, and then I'm going to carry on to uh, the Moses uh, story and the type of speech impairment that he has. But anyways, um, I mean, I've been through a lot. I actually been through like all different kinds of like toxic relationship, and you know, God wasn't doing this to break me down or anything. He's doing this to help build me up, to help me know the difference, between good relationship and bad ones. And of course, I've been through all the bad ones, but also he God shaped me to do to fulfill on his calling through all the bad relationship that I went through, and of course all the um, the uh, being incarcerated and all that stuff, just to see you know what's going on around me. So there you go, and I'm going to elaborate more on that on my next channel. But on this one, we're going to talk about Moses and his leadership and the speech impairment that he has and how he lead his people out of Egypt. All right. So, I'll say, there you go. All right. So, um, if you know the famous story, he has this three famous word: let my people go. Actually, it's four words. Four. And that's all God wanted him to do. Or God, that's all God he wanted it to say was he wanted Moses to say these four words, you know, and so on and so forth. All right. So, in the book of Exodus, Moses tells God that he is slow of speech and tongue in Exodus 4:10. Scholars and religious traditions have interpreted this in different ways. I kind of interpret that he has speech impediment, or there's a few things I kind of discover. He either has speech impediment, he has he's autistic in some way. And what I mean by autistic, I'm at like he's high functioning autism, but he can't comprehend when he speak. He can't make complete sentences, or he can't talk very well. Kind of like how I am, because I'm very slow of speech. And, sometimes I ask God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus to help me say the right things when I'm doing a podcast to you guys, and help me to share the information to you guys very carefully, because I'm not good at speech or anything, but I usually ask God for strength on that part. So, but anyways, um, so there's three different ways, um, for this one. So he could have what is called speech disorder, In theory, Moses may have had a stutter or another speech impairment that made public speaking difficult. Um, that could be part of his disability. It could also be he has lack of confidence in theory. Some scholars think he was expressing insecurity about his speaking ability rather than describing a medical condition. Um, so, uh, what they're saying is he lacks confidence in himself when he speaks. But in the Bible, all of his life, he was just very slow of speech all of his life. So, but we don't know. Um, it could also be language barrier. In theory, because Moses has spent many years away from Egypt, some suggest he felt uncomfortable speaking the language used at Pharaoh's court. So the biblical text does not specify a diagnosis, so there is no way to know for certain whether Moses had a disability in the modern medical sense. What the story does emphasize is that despite his claim difficult with speech, Moses became a major leader and spokesperson, with his brother Aaron sometimes helping communicate his messages. So basically, my opinion on this when I was studying Exodus and studying up Moses is that he has some sort of speech impairment. He struggles to make a complete sentences. He can't communicate in a way where he gets people to move, you know, like how to he can't get people to he can't persuade other people to move in a direction that he wanted to take them to. So, in his weakness, God was using Moses to lead people out of Egypt. And the Holy Spirit uses Moses' words to persuade people out of Egypt. Pretty much is what happened. Now, I'm going to elaborate more on this. So, of course, in Exodus 4:10, Moses tells God, I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and of tongue. Later in Exodus 6:12, he says he has uncircumcised lips. Hebrew expression that is difficult to translate precisely. Of course, a speech impairment. Many readers and some religious traditions have understood Moses to have had a stutter or another speech disorder, which I made that point. This is one reason God appoints Aaron to speak on Moses' behalf before Pharaoh, and things like that. And so on and so forth. So I'm going to elaborate more on this. So, okay, so it says, Moses says to the Lord, pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. In Exodus 4:11, the Lord said to him, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Basically, the Lord, we are all made in His image, and we are all very unique. We all have differences. Some people have a disability, some people don't. But we are all God's children. Just want to make sure that you guys know this. So in verse 10, in verse 4:10, Moses expresses concern about his ability to speak effectively. The phrase slow of speech and tongue is often interpreted as a speech difficulty, though the exact nature of it is not specified. But I kind of see that Moses has a stuttering problem, or he has some sort of speech impairment. Basically, he struggled in talking, and so of course God had Aaron to talk on his behalf, because Aaron is very good at communicating with other people. All God told Moses is those 4 words, and the 4 words that God just wanted to tell Moses is, let my people go. And that's all God wanted him to say. Pretty much. That's all he wanted to say, is those 4 easy words. And then ever since then, of course, you know the story. I mean, you guys got plagues. Pharaoh hardened his heart. And of course, the final one, kill all the boys, or kill all the firstborn child. Sometimes I kind of wonder if if God actually did kill men who are born older as well. Sometimes I had that theory and thought in my head sometimes, but I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what he was telling Moses to do, is those 4 words. All right. So in verse 11, I'm going to elaborate on verse 11. So God responds by emphasizing his authority over human abilities and limitations. The point of the passage is that God is aware of Moses' concerns and is able to help him fulfill his calling despite them. The passage is frequently discussed in both biblical scholarship and disability theology, because it explicitly mentioned deafness, muteness, and blindness, and raises questions about how the Bible understands human differences and limitation. I'm going to elaborate more. So, if Moses did have a speech disability. I know many readers understand the passage as showing that God calls Moses despite a speech impairment. In this reading, the point is not that the difficulty disappears, but that it does not disqualify him from leadership. So I would say, despite the what was it? Yeah. Despite the disability that he has, it doesn't disqualify him from leading his people out of Egypt. Like, it could probably, how do I say this? With God, anything is possible. So, God was the one that helped Moses lead the people out of Egypt. I mean, hands down. Like, he really did. Um, and of course, if Moses lacked confidence, which I mean, he did lack confidence, but I don't think confidence was the issue. I just think he does have speech impediment. So um, he needed, he needed God to help him with his speech. So really, some scholars think Moses was making excuses because he was afraid. In this reading, God is reassuring him that his lack of confidence should not stop him. Now, I agree, he did lack confidence, but again, he lacked confidence because he has speech impediment, or he is very slow in speech, or, you know, he has, he could have comprehension problem. Either way, um, Moses did lack confidence, and God was reassuring him that, hey, look, you know, I'm here for you. Like, I'm going to send Aaron to help talk on your behalf, you know, and you're going to go out and lead people out of Egypt. And so that's what he did. And you guys should know the story and history about, you know, all the plagues that Moses did, and all the miracles that, you know, God gave him. So um so when God was asking question, who makes them deaf, or mute, or blind, this statement emphasized God's sovereignty over human abilities and disabilities. Different religious traditions understand its implications differently. Some see it as teaching that God is ultimately in control of all aspects of human life. Others emphasize that the focus is not on the cause of disability, but on God's willingness to work through people regardless of their limitation. So, there you go. I'll repeat this one more time. Others emphasize that the focus is not on the cause of disability, but on God's willingness to work through people regardless of their limitations. In the media context, God's point is not your difficulty doesn't exist. Rather, it is, I know exactly who you are and what your limitations are, and I am still sending you, is basically what God is saying. That is why the next verses continue with God promising to help Moses speak and providing Aaron as a spokesperson when needed. So, there you go. And, you know, I would say, how would I say this? I'm gonna say this. People with, alright, people with special needs. Let me think this through. People in a special needs community, we can actually lead the people, uh, not only to Christ, but we can lead and show how to love one another. Um, because I think we're really good at that. Um, yeah. So we can show, we can show the Americans, we can show the world how to love one another instead of, you know, them fighting each other, you know, dealing with politics, race, um, global warming, military stuff, all that stuff. We can we can actually help and show everyone how to love one another instead of just them attacking each other. But really, it's up to the people who are neurotypical to, you know, to want that. But like I said, um, this lesson did taught me a lot, um, and that we can lead. We can definitely lead others to Christ. We can do this, you know. Like for me, um, I have a disability. I have autism. I'm autistic. I have ADHD. I have Tourette's. However, it doesn't it doesn't um, limit me from leading the not only the special needs community, but also leading other people around the world. So, um, yes, I might not make a complete sense and so on and so forth, but I am doing the best I can to help lead not just the special needs community, but other people to Christ. And basically, you know, the things that I went through and things like that is like, the things that I'm doing, I kind of compare myself. Normally, I shouldn't compare one way or another, but you know, I kind of do see resemblance, you know, of of Moses, me doing what Moses is doing, and so on and so forth. So, uh, but yeah, yeah, just tell me what you guys think about this video. You know, do you guys think that um, that people with disability can actually lead? I mean, I think so. I mean, Moses did it. I'm pretty sure other people can do it as well. But I want to say thank you for watching this video. Take care, give care, and yeah. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and everything. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, click the notification, click the like button so the algorithm can grow. But take care, give care, and I'll see you guys later.